What's the groove, gardeners? So, my videos have been pretty long. Gonna keep this one short and simple. I just wanted to talk to you guys about getting out to your gardens, right? We always talk about it. If you weren't able to get to your garden yesterday, then get to your garden today. If you haven't gotten to your garden today, then get to your garden now, right? If there's always something to do in your garden, right? Whether you're on a major scale, minor scale, just starting, or fully established, there's always things to do. Okay, so I just want to encourage everybody to get out to their garden. Even when you have a lot of stuff to do, right? Make sure you're doing maybe at least just one thing at a time. Today what I got to do was I chopped down. You guys seen that I had the Dinosaur Kale here that I chopped down, right? Also right here. And I expect them to grow back as this one is. And they'll grow back without flowering. I won't allow them to flower this time now that I got enough seeds. Same thing here. I chopped these down. Right? Chop these down so they'll no longer seed. Now I'm hoping that they'll just actually leaf back out and grow normally, and if they try to go to seed, I'll chop the top off, which will cause them to actually no longer flower. They'll just work on producing their leaves, their foliage, right? So I did get this. Check this guy. This is another reason why I'm making sure I'm out in this garden every day. Because the pests are just, multiplying so heavily. Right? And these are some pests you don't want around. So I'm gonna fully get rid of this off the property. Which I just throw here where I have more bugs here, or parts of my plants that I found bugs on. So now that I have this, and that this is here, I'm gonna take this trash can and this off the property. Alright, so now I'm done. Went ahead and emptied the trash can, got that off the property. Right? But that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about, was getting out to your garden, getting rid of pests. Do not allow pests to take over your garden, guys. Trust me, they're like weeds. They're hard to get rid of. So take care of them up front. I hire guys like that. I hire things like that to take care of some pests as well. So I pay them in pollen and nectar from my plants. In exchange, they get rid of some of the pests here. So make sure you guys are creating that environment for a balanced ecosystem, right? That way you don't have to use pesticides. That way most people would have sprayed so much Roundup on their crops, and then they wouldn't have been able to grow anything after that, right? That's not what we're going for. We don't want any Roundup, any pesticides, any fertilizers, right? All we want is compost, organic material, and proper lighting, and just build up your soil. Sometimes it takes time. You're not always gonna have the most beautiful crops. You're not always gonna have strawberries, right? They're not always gonna be here. But make sure you build up your soil to where they can actually thrive without fighting for nutrients, without fighting for location. As you can see, no one's really fighting here, right? The only plants I have fighting for something would be these tomatoes back here, because they're just hidden in the dark by this celery and Swiss chard, right? And as you can see, I have some Swiss chard going to seed right here. Perfect example of what you guys can do to stop your plants from going to seed. Just take the top off, right? Doesn't take any special tools or anything like that. Just take the tops off, right? Now, the reason why I'm not letting my Swiss chard go to seed is because I don't need any seeds from the Swiss chard. It's fairly cheap to buy. As far as a plant, it's fairly cheap to buy. And let's see. All right, and just go and toss that back to the soil. And now we don't have to worry about these going to flower. But if you don't want your plants to go to flower, just chop off the tops. That's all. But I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Like I said, I'm keeping this one short and simple. Keep the pest out of your gardens. Get to gardening. Get outside. If you haven't done anything today, do something small. Do something small. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to get to a level to where you're growing thousands of plants. If you would like to, then you're gonna have to work a little harder. So those are the pros and cons, right? If you want to see blooms on your orange trees, right, because you want your orange trees to be producing, I'll tell you guys this. I didn't think I would even get one orange or a peach or anything for years to come. I was told it takes at least maybe 3 years, even up to 7 years for some of these fruit to bear fruit. I'm getting fruit on my 2nd year. I've been growing for 1 year. I haven't even been growing a year and a month yet, and I'm producing a lot of fruit. So don't listen to what they say. Mimic nature. Mimic what's already going on out there. I encourage everyone to do a stroll. Go to your local forest areas or wild areas and see how plants are grown. Just take a look. Take a step back and see how the plants in that area are growing with no one's help, with no one watering it. Go see if those plants are really close together, right? See if those plants are real close together and see if how they're doing. Are they doing good? Are they doing bad? While they're very close together, are they close together? Are they separated? What are the soil conditions? Get your hands in the dirt, right? Check out the soil. See if the soil's moist or if it's hard. See what those plants are requiring for that area and just see how they're doing. Once you know that information, take it back to your own garden. Mimic what you've seen working and work on what you've seen that didn't work, right? But that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. I do appreciate everyone, like I said, for coming by to the Groovy Garden, where we learn how to grow our things, our plants and food naturally, not organically, right? If you guys learned something, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I know for myself, hitting the subscribe button, I don't do that too much to any channels unless I really want to see what they got coming up next. So if you guys really want to see what the things we got coming up next, then please subscribe and let's talk about it. All right, you guys have a groovy rest of your day.